everyone, this is Weird William, and this is my Flower Farm AFK tutorial. So this pod right here is the main part of the farm itself. It's just a dispenser over here with a water bucket, and a dispenser under that central grass block with the bone meal, and then a hopper collecting it over here into this flower chest, and then a chest over here feeding the bone meal down into that dispenser underneath. And then over here you have a timer with a clock over here, and the observer block picking up the signal. This first little intersection of wiring goes over here underneath for the bone meal dispensers. It goes through these 5 repeaters, and the signal on top is going up to the water buckets. And so the whole point of that is just for the timing, so that as soon as the water disappears, the bone meal is dispensed and the new round of water comes out to wash them off. And over here I have a little AFK room mock-up. Obviously in survival you'd have walls and a ceiling, but you can just stand here, flip the lever, turn it on, and watch the flowers grow. The nice thing about this setup that I didn't really see as much in other flower farms online is that you can hook multiple pods up to this central redstone machine. And so if you maybe are at an intersection of a flower forest biome and a swamp biome, you can have one pod over here getting the orange tulips, and another pod over here getting those light blue flowers that you only find in the swamps. Or you could chain together, 10 pods over this way, 10 pods over that way, and turn what is, not the highest efficiency into something pretty high efficiency once you've chained all of those pods together. So yeah, let me show you how you make it. Okay, so you've found a biome you like, you've found a spot you like that's relatively flat. Knock out a block, put in a dispenser facing up, and then we're going to knock out 4 blocks and put in some hoppers facing into it. 4 hoppers. Then if we're sticking to the plan of what I showed initially, we're going to go this way with a redstone signal. And so this is going to come in for the 1 pod, but if you want to chain the pods going that way, then what you can do is put in the signal going here and then put in a repeater going into the dispenser. 1 tick is fine, and then that will pass the signal through the dispenser and along down. So then at this point, but that's optional. It's up to you. So then at this point we're going to put a 5x5 square of grass blocks on top, centered over that dispenser. And then we're going to surround it with a block of your choice. Obviously you don't have to use quartz. And now to keep all the flowers in, you need to actually put more than 1 level of blocks on top of the level of the grass blocks. That's why I put glass on the top in the little mock-up. But for now, let's just leave the 1 on so we can see what we're doing. So now over here, this will be the bone meal input. Put a chest there. Oops. And then knock out these blocks, put another chest here. Whoops. And this will be the output of the flowers over here. So a couple hoppers over there. And then the opposite corner of this hopper, we want to put a dispenser in for the water bucket. And that's pretty much the pod. We're good to go. So at this point, we want to set up the redstone and set up the timer and the clock. Alright, so nearby on the side, ideally the side with the redstone going into the dispenser underneath, just anywhere nearby, you can start the redstone by putting down a hopper and a hopper going into it. Then break that first one and put that one going into that one so that they're both, as you can see, facing into each other on the bottom there. Then you want to put a comparator facing out of each hopper into a block on either side, with a piece of redstone dust on top. This is the classic little redstone clock. And so now facing onto that redstone, see just the edge of that dust, you can click to place those sticky pistons. And you want to put the redstone on the right side, coming around on the other side here. Put a block there with some redstone going down. And then the observer is going to be looking into this. So facing into that redstone dust. With a repeater coming out the back on 2 ticks. If it's 1 tick, it won't pick up the signal out of that observer. And so now over here, you want to put in 9 blocks, whatever. That'll be the proper timing that way. And so that'll start going. And over here, you can just put a lever if you want, not an elaborate turn-on system. You can put a lever right on this block, but otherwise you want a repeater going into it with some redstone dust coming out, and then that'll lead the signal in from the lever. Now over here, add some redstone dust out here, and then something like that. And over here, we're going to want 3 repeaters, each on 4 ticks. And then 2 repeaters just like that on this side. And these will lead out over here towards the dispenser for the water buckets. And on this side, they'll lead out to the dispenser for the bone meal. And so again, you can wire this however you want. You can hide it. You can do whatever you want as long as it's connected. And then over here, just stick a block over here. And so the main thing to worry about, there's probably a tick or 2 of wiggle room, but you want the timing coming here and over here to be about the same. So if you're putting a repeater on 1 tick here, you want to put another one here just so that they're kind of on the same timing coming out of that setup over here. And so now we have the water going, and if we put some bone meal in there, you'll see it start to go. And so that really is all of the redstone you need. And then from there you can start chaining it as you like. And so I'll just show a little demonstration of that in a second here. Okay, so right here I've built the second pod, and as you can see the signal is being chained underneath off of that extra wire we built, and it can continue on to as many pods as you'd like. Instead of the hoppers leading into the chest for flowers, I put the water source where the hoppers used to be, and a sign to keep it flowing this way over the slippery ice blocks to keep all the items moving. And of course, if you want, you can set up some kind of minecart with hopper system for, oh, there goes the sheep, for the bone meal, so you don't have to put it in all the individual chests. These can lead into an item elevator, an item sorter, whatever you like. And then of course, the flowers that are 2 blocks high, those have their own kind of setup if you want to have a bone meal dispenser and a collection system under them. And I'd suggest looking those up, the tutorial for those. And then you can have those, alongside, turned on by another lever, and you'll have the whole spectrum of flowers that Minecraft offers being collected in one central place. And yeah, with that, I think we're all set. Thank you for watching.